Hey guys, welcome to another new video here on the channel, and in this new video you will see the new story called Gogeta vs Whirus. As the name itself says, this story will be about the day that Beerus and Whis merged and faced Gogeta, who is the fusion of Goku and Vegeta, after using the fusion dance. So grab a bucket of popcorn and your soda and come with me, and of course don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment what you think of this story. Well, without further ado, let's start following this incredible story. In the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on the planet of the god of destruction of that universe, it was possible to see Beerus, the current god of destruction of the 7th universe, with Whis, who was his master and also advisor. Beerus and Whis were eating the food they bought from the planet Earth, and while Beerus and Whis ate, the angel used his staff to show a type of video that looked more like a movie. In the video, it was possible to see the battle of Goku and Vegeta against Broly, where Goku and Vegeta did not have enough power to defeat the legendary Saiyan Broly, and how Goku and Vegeta were unable to defeat Broly alone. They had to use an ancient technique, the fusion dance, and in that way Goku and Vegeta became Gogeta, and this fusion was able to defeat the legendary Saiyan Broly in such an easy way that it made Broly's powers a joke, compared to the powers of Universe 7's strongest fusion. Gogeta fusion surpassed even Goku and Vegeta's other fusion titled Vegeto, which is accomplished by the Potara earrings, that had already saved the lives of the two Saiyans in the past. When both Saiyans faced powerful enemies in which they also did have enough power, so they used fusion technique to unite their powers and defeat their enemies. Beerus said, "This Saiyan Broly is really interesting. He has the strength that managed to force Goku and Vegeta to fuse. And even though the two Saiyans transformed into Super Saiyan Blue, they still weren't able to defeat Broly, who was only transformed into a Super Saiyan. And besides that, Broly didn't seem to have made an effort in the fight against the two Saiyans. And even Frieza, who was in the middle of that confrontation, ended up taking a beating from both Broly. But Frieza deserved that beating. After all, he was responsible for bringing Broly to planet Earth. And moreover, Frieza killed Broly's father. That made the legendary Saiyan very angry as a result. Broly ended up turning into a Super Saiyan for the first time," said the god of destruction while eating some pieces of fried chicken, and at the same time looking at the screen that came out of the staff of Whis that showed the entire battle of Goku and Vegeta against Broly from the beginning of the battle to the end, where Gogeta defeated the legendary Super Saiyan in a very humiliating way. Whis said, "I agree with you. Broly is an extremely powerful Saiyan, to the point of being able to face Mr. Goku and Mr. Vegeta alone. And not only that, but Broly alone had the ability to face the fusion of Goku and Vegeta and still stand on his feet firm for a long period of time. But there is one detail: Mr. Goku and Mr. Vegeta are very well-trained warriors. Broly doesn't have any kind of training. So I would say that Broly has a great potential that should be superior to the two Saiyans. So if Broly has trained by a master, he could face Lord Vegeta using the power of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego," said the angel responsible for the 7th universe, while taking 2 glasses of juice and giving one to Beerus, who soon took it and started drinking the drink. Beerus said, "I agree with you. Broly has a great potential for evolution. He's a true diamond in the rough. That if he is very well polished, he can even overcome me. But for that, Broly will have to get stronger and learn to control himself, because if Broly acts like that again, he will be easily defeated by another warrior, like what happened in this battle against Gogeta," said the god of destruction, looking at his angel and thinking about the strength that Broly currently had, and also thinking about Gogeta. Whis said, "Gogeta is also very powerful. Currently, he can only use the power of Super Saiyan Blue. But what would happen if Gogeta managed to use the power of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego united in one form? We could even call him Ultra Gogeta. If Gogeta managed to use this power, he would be extremely powerful and could even defeat you, Mr. Beerus. But for that, Goku and Vegeta would have to master each other's technique, or at least be in greater sync for Goku and Vegeta to achieve this transformation. But that this transformation would be extremely powerful, I have no doubt. Come to think of it, if Gogeta had that power, he would be so strong as to hurt and maybe even defeat me, and that would be an unbelievable feat," said the angel with a light laugh, which ended up attracting Beerus's attention on a different level. Beerus spoke, "You know what would be an unbelievable feat? The fusion of a god of destruction and an angel. Hey, Whis, let's go to planet Earth to face Gogeta. He talked so much about his power that it made me want to fight him. I want to test if Gogeta can give me an amazing battle. And not only that, but when we get to planet Earth, we'll learn to use that dance that Gogeta and Vegeta used to fuse. I want to see how strong we'll become. Maybe existence most powerful in the 7th universe, and all other universes second only to Zeno-sama. And we will have a strength equal to that of the High Priest, and who knows, we may even surpass him," said the God of Destruction, very excited to learn fusion. Upon hearing this, Whis was surprised by his God of Destruction's desire. Whis said, "Do you want to face Gogeta and still learn to use fusion? But Mr. Beerus, why do you want this? Don't tell me you're planning a revolt against the High Priest and Zeno-sama," asked the angel, looking at the God of Destruction, who ended up spitting out the rest of his juice that was in his mouth, and at the same time choking on Whis' question. Beerus said, "Of course not, you idiot. I'm very loyal to the High Priest and would never plan a revolt against him, let alone Zeno-sama. I just want to learn fusion to know how strong the fusion of the two most powerful gods in the 7th universe would be, and with that I would show Son Goku and Vegeta who is the most powerful fusion." Since that day when they faced Broly and used their fusion, Goku and Vegeta were showing off, and Bulma, who ended up seeing the whole fight, was talking about Gogeta the whole time. She was teasing me, saying that I would be defeated by Gogeta, said the God of Destruction, revealing the real reason for wanting to face Gogeta and learn the fusion to just shut up Bulma on that subject. Whis said, "So you want to face Gogeta because Bulma was teasing you and it made you angry? Apparently you ended up getting more temperamental since the day you met Bulma, until your old destructive attitude ended up disappearing. Since the day you're living with mortals. The good thing about this story is that Bulma introduced us to new types of delights, like that instant pasta," said the angel, remembering the time they met Son Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma back then. Beerus was different. Beerus said, "Shut up, Whis. It wasn't just me who changed after meeting Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma. You always had that relaxed way of yours, but after meeting Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma, you became much cooler. But I have to agree that thanks to Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma, our life has become hectic. And that's why I won't have to go back to sleep for a long time. At least not until the day I pass my role of destroyer to Vegeta," said the God of Destruction, getting up and standing beside Whis, and soon a pillar of energy enveloped their bodies, and then they disappeared from that place and went towards planet Earth in the 7th universe. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on planet Earth, it was possible to see Son Goku and Vegeta facing each other, just like they always did, to not get rusty. And even though Goku and Vegeta were facing each other in their base forms without using any kind of power, the two Saiyans were still very strong, and their blows ended up generating large shockwaves. But luckily Bulma had already created a kind of barrier, so that Goku and Vegeta's training would not destroy the Capsule Corporation once again. And as Bulma was cautious, she had created a barrier of 2 layers, one to protect only the Capsule Corporation, and another to protect the entire territory of the Capsule Corporation, because Bulma did not want the shockwaves created by the training of the 2 Saiyans to end up destroying or disturbing anyone. Until a pillar of energy appeared in the Capsule Corporation. The 2-layer barrier made by Bulma ended up being destroyed by the pillar, along with the shockwaves from the training battle of Goku and Vegeta were still present. When the barrier was destroyed, these waves of energy, shock of energy, made some chairs, tables, and plants fly, including Bulma herself, who ended up getting scared to see things flying because she was working on a project and had not realized that the barrier had been destroyed. Bulma was surprised by that, and after that Bulma managed to stand up with her hair completely messed up. Bulma saw a part of the energy pillar, and when she saw that, Bulma already knew who the energy pillar was that destroyed her barrier. Beerus said, "Looks like we destroyed something when we got to Capsule Corporation." Whis realizes what's going on and says they apparently destroyed Bulma's protective layer. Beerus says, "Hey Bulma, why was there a barrier around Capsule Corporation? Have you been attacked by someone or something recently?" asked the 7th universe God of Destruction while looking at the ancient barrier that was around the Capsule Corporation. The barrier was now completely destroyed, and probably the generators that kept the entire barrier were also inoperative or destroyed after being hit by the energy pillar. Bulma said, "I created this barrier for security reasons, and also so that Goku and Vegeta could face each other without the Capsule Corporation suffering any damage from the shockwaves of those 2 Saiyan blows, and also because I didn't want any neighbors to be disturbed hearing the noises, and that no house were destroyed But now thanks to that pillar of energy you used to get around, my 2-layer barrier was wasted, and I have to rebuild the power generators as they must have been destroyed because of the energy overload. Well, I would have to improve the generators anyway. What are you guys doing here this time? You came to get something to eat, or just hang out like you've been doing for the last few weeks, since you two are practically living here at the Capsule Corporation? Asked Bulma, straightening her hair and looking at the god of destruction from her universe, Beerus, and his angel Whis, who were at her side. Whis said, "Well, I would like to stay to eat some sweets that you buy in other continents like Brazil, for example, but we're here for something else. Mr. Beerus had an idea and wants to put it into practice, and this idea has to do with Mr. Goku and Mr. Vegeta, more precisely with the fusion that Goku and Vegeta do when they dance and become Gogeta," said the angel, leaving everyone in the place surprised by that, especially Goku and Vegeta, who, when they heard that, approached the god of destruction and his angel. Goku said, "The Gogeta? What does Mr. Beerus want with Gogeta? Is there any powerful enemy that you know and need us to defeat? Because of that, you want me and Vegeta to become Gogeta? Is that why you're here?" asked the Saiyan, not understanding why Beerus needed him and Vegeta to merge to become Gogeta. Vegeta said, "It has to be a big reason for me and Kakarot to merge, because the last time we did it, it was to defeat Broly, and I only did that so that Broly wouldn't destroy planet Earth and kill my family. So if it's not a reason similar to that, I won't merge with Kakarot again, whether wearing the Potara earrings or doing that ridiculous dance," said the Prince of Saiyans while looking at the two divine beings in that place, and making it clear that he would not merge with Kakarot until it was something extremely accurate. Beerus spoke, "My reason for you to merge and become Gogeta is very important, to the point that you need to merge. I was on my planet and I started to see some of your battles over the years, and when I saw Gogeta against Broly, I found this fusion dance very interesting. So I had an idea. How about you teach it to me and Whis how to fuse?" said the god of destruction, surprising everyone with his question. Whis ended up letting out a sigh, just thinking about the possibility of merging with his god of destruction. Bulma said, "Wait, Beerus wants to learn how to do that fusion dance so he can fuse with Whis? Why do you want to learn how to merge? You are already the most powerful being in the 7th universe," asked Bulma while looking at the god of destruction and the angel of her universe, who did not have such a calm face in relation to that different idea of Beerus, who was quite excited with the idea of merging with Whis. Beerus said, "Very simple, Bulma. When I saw the strength that Gogeta in this video that Whis showed me, I was impressed with the power that Goku and Vegeta had in their fusion Gogeta, and that made me think that maybe Gogeta was already able to defeat me. Because according to Whis in one of our conversations, he said that Broly was a warrior with a great potential for evolution, and as such he could someday overcome me. If Broly dominated my full power without losing control over himself, he really could end up defeating me. So when analyzing Gogeta's strength, I thought that this fusion of Goku and Vegeta in its current state could easily really defeat me. And even if I trust Son Goku and Vegeta, one day they might end up rebelling against me. And since I'm cautious, I want to learn fusion to be able to defeat them in the future, if that ever happens. And by the way, if you don't teach me the fusion, I will destroy planet Earth. Maybe Goku and Vegeta will survive, but your family members won't. So I hope you teach me how to fuse. Or if not, your planet will be destroyed, and this time I won't go back on my promise," said the god of destruction, releasing some of his aura of destruction, which caused the living things around to start dying, which left the two Saiyans worried. Bulma was surprised by that, but knew that Beerus wasn't acting that way on impulse. He was just being cautious about the matter. Bulma said, "Since that's the case, Goku and Vegeta are going to teach you how to use fusion, but after that I don't want to hear you talk about destroying planet Earth again, because if you talk, I swear I'll find a way to make Goku and Vegeta defeat you once and for all, Beerus." Bulma spoke threateningly as she looked at Beerus. Goku said, "Well, looks like we'll have to do the fusion to show Beerus and Whis how it's done. Isn't it, Vegeta?" the Saiyan said while scratching the back of his head, looking at the Saiyan rival. Vegeta spoke, "We're not going to merge, Kakarot. We'll do the moves to show Whis and Beerus how to fuse, using that ridiculous dance, and that's it. Now if you want us to transform into Gogeta, I'm sorry, but you can't get that idea out of your heads. I won't merge with that idiot Kakarot. Never will Gogeta or Vegeta appear again," said the Prince of Saiyans, making it clear that he would never merge with Son Goku again. That made Beerus laugh, and only Whis understood why Beerus was laughing. Goku said, "Why are you laughing, Mr. Beerus?" asked the Saiyan without understanding why the god of destruction was laughing at that moment. Beerus said, "Because after you teach us how to fuse, you too will do your fusion and face my fusion with Whis. I want to know how far your powers can reach currently, and this will be the battle of the strongest beings in the 7th universe. And after this battle, I'm sure that Gogeta will not be the strongest fusion in this universe," said the god of destruction with a big smile on his face, while looking at the two Saiyans who were surprised by what the god of destruction had said. Whis and Bulma, when they heard that, ended up sighing because Beerus was becoming as competitive as Son Goku, and Vegeta were always on the lookout for new strong opponents for them to face. In the 7th universe, 3 days later. Currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on planet Earth, it was possible to see that 3 days have passed since Beerus and Whis went to planet Earth to learn fusion, and during these 3 days, Son Goku and Vegeta had to perform the fusion dance to demonstrate to Beerus and Whis how they should do the dance to be able to use the fusion. Every time the Saiyans needed the fusion, Vegeta was always ashamed to do that dance, that in his opinion was ridiculous and very shameful. And Whis agreed with Vegeta because Beerus and Whis also had to perform the fusion dance to train. And every time Whis needed to do the dance steps, it was possible to see the face of shame on the angel Whis. After all, merging with another being was not something Whis liked. If Whis had the possibility choosing who to merge the person with, he wouldn't be with Beerus. In fact, Whis would want to merge with anyone, unless the other person was an angel too, which wasn't the case with Beerus, and Whis didn't like it either, some of that, though he had to follow Beerus's orders. But even against his will, Whis had to merge with Beerus a few times, and as the angel was not enjoying doing that, Whis sometimes missed one of the steps for the fusion to be cancelled or not to be perfect. And because of that, Goku and Vegeta, they had to redo the same steps of the fusion dance several times for Whis and Beerus to learn. And of course, Vegeta ended up missing some steps too, and this resulted in an imperfect Gogeta, getting a fat or thin body depending on how Vegeta missed the steps of the fusion dance. Only after 3 long days, Beerus realized that Whis was doing that on purpose and scolded his angel, saying that they would only use the fusion to face Gogeta, and after that they would never need to do that fusion again. So Beerus and Whis were on the planet of God of Destruction of the 7th universe, performing the fusion again. And for the joy of Beerus, this time the fusion was perfect. And in this way, the strongest fusion of the 7th universe was born, and possibly one of the most powerful beings of all the other universes, even being able to getting close to the power of the High Priest, known as the Daishinkan, the father of all angels. The fusion of Beerus and Whis, just by releasing a small amount of his power, ended up destroying some planets, and making all universes tremble with his power. Something that attracted the attention of Daishinkan, who went after the owner of that power. And soon the Daishinkan discovered that the source of such power came from one of his sons, who had merged with Beerus, and when Daishinkan saw the scene, he thought that Beerus would be trying to rebel against Zenosama. And because of that, the Daishinkan even thought about eliminating Beerus, but he didn't. Because when Whirus saw the Daishinkan, he explained why he had made the fusion, and assured that he would only use it once in a battle against Gogeta, who was the fusion of Goku and Vegeta. Hearing this, Daishinkan ended up accepting and told Whirus that everyone would watch the battle, so he would be present with Zenosama and the other gods of destruction, and the angels would also watch that fight. Because according to Daishinkan, it would be a good way to distract Zenosama, who would like to see that fight between the two fusions. At the moment, currently in the 7th universe, more precisely on planet Earth, it was possible to see Goku and Vegeta again training in the Capsule Corporation that already had their barriers again raised, and these barriers were stronger than the last time. But just like the last time, a pillar of energy hit the 2 layers of the barrier and destroyed them, causing a large amount of dust to be thrown towards Bulma. But this time, nothing happened to her, since Bulma had made a 3rd very thin barrier around the Capsule Corporation, so as not to be destroyed by the pillar of energy that always appeared in the Capsule Corporation at some point of the day, because of Whis and Beerus. Bulma thought, "I'm glad I had this idea of creating a 3rd barrier so that neither I nor my things would fly again. I'm already in a lot of damage in just 1 week, but on the positive side, this is helping me to create defenses," thought Bulma while having a cup of coffee, not caring about the pillar of energy or the arrival of Beerus and Whis at her home. Goku said, "Good morning, Mr. Beerus. I thought you wouldn't come to practice the fusion anymore." said the Saiyan, approaching the god of destruction of his universe, together with Vegeta, who was beside him. Vegeta said, "I hope today is the last day I have to be embarrassed. It's enough for Bulma, who recorded a video of us doing that ridiculous dance. This is very humiliating," said the Prince of Saiyans while looking at Beerus and Whis. Beerus said, "You will only need to do this dance just one more time, but this time it will not be for training. Whis and I were training recently on my planet. We managed to fusion very perfectly, and that's why we're here to fight your fusion," said the god of destruction, leaving the Saiyans surprised by that, including Bulma, who ended up listening. Whis said, "Bulma, could you gather your friends and those who are interested in seeing this match? Both fusions are very strong, and if they fight each other here in the 7th universe, the chance of the universe being destroyed is very high. And besides, Zeno-sama and the other gods of destruction and their angels are interested in seeing this fight. Then we will go to the empty world where the tournament of power took place. You have 1 hour to gather everyone who wants to watch the fight, and after that we will go to the place where the fight will take place," said the angel while looking at Bulma, who left the place to tell everyone. 1 hour later. An hour later, everyone that Bulma invited to see the fight was already in the empty world. That was the place where the last announcement of power took place, the arena where the fusion of Beerus and Whis would face the fusion of Goku and Vegeta. It was the same arena of the Tournament of Power, and the friends and family of Goku and Vegeta were on one side of the stands, and on the other side were the gods of destruction and their angels, and between them were both Zeno and their bodyguards. And in front of them was Daishinkan, who had already explained everything to the guests, and at that moment all that was left was to start the fight. Beerus said, "Let's go, Whis. It's time to show the power of the most powerful fusion of all universes," said the god of destruction, looking at his angel, who sighed as he looked at his god of destruction. Whis said, "Mr. Beerus, do we really have to merge like this? We could use the Potara earrings. It would be much easier," said the angel, indicating that he didn't want to make the fusion, and much less dance in front of everyone. Beerus said, "Not at all, Whis. This fusion dance completely unites the powers of both beings. And not only that, but their powers constantly evolve. With the Potara earrings, we won't be as strong as that," spoke the god of destruction, looking at his angel, who sighed when he saw the determination of the god of destruction. Whis said, "Okay, it looks like I don't have many choices, and even Mr. Vegeta, who also doesn't like doing this dance, accepted having to do this, so I'll have to do this fusion too," said the angel while sighing and separating himself from Beerus and seeing that Vegeta did the same thing. Goku and Vegeta looked at each other, and Beerus together with Whis did the same thing. Then both pairs began to perform the fusion dance, something that made the other gods of destruction and angels laugh. But when the pairs completed the ritual and they touched their fingers, Beerus and Whis, Goku and Vegeta merged, generating a large amount of energy that made everyone shut up and be surprised by that power that made the place tremble due to the large amount of power of both fusions. Gogeta said, "I hope you're ready, because I'm going to defeat you for sure, because I'm Gogeta, but tell me, what should I call you?" Whirus said, "Whirus is my name, the name of the warrior who will rub your face on this floor," said the new fusion with his voice duplicated, while releasing his energy that oppressed everyone, so much so that Daishinkan had to create a barrier to protect everyone who was there, including the gods of destruction and their angels. Daishinkan spoke, "Let the battle between the strongest fusions, Gogeta and Whirus, begin," said the high priest, starting the fight between the two fusions. In the world of void, currently in the world of emptiness where the last tournament of power took place, where the warriors of each universe faced each other, and those who were defeated would have their universe erased completely by Zeno-sama. This time this place would be the stage of an even more intense battle, because this time the world of void would be used to carry out the battle between the two most powerful fusions of the 7th universe, and possibly the strongest of all universes up to that moment, being the battle between Gogeta and Whirus, the fusion of Whis and Beerus, and now both fusions were looking at each other. Daishinkan had already started the fight between the two fusions, but both fusions were still analyzing each other, but it didn't take long for Gogeta to enter his combat posture. Whirus already maintained the same carefree posture, leaving several openings to be attacked. But Gogeta knew very well that even though it seemed that Whirus was full of openings, the fusion could enter a defensive or offensive posture in a matter of seconds, and that worried Gogeta. Meanwhile, the fusion of two of the most powerful divine beings in the universe, he was excited about that fight. Gogeta prepared himself and took a deep breath, and then transformed into a Super Saiyan, and after doing so he rushed forward at a high speed against Whirus, who maintained the same relaxed posture. Gogeta managed to approach Whirus quickly, and as he approached him, Gogeta tried to land a precise punch on his opponent's face. But his punch went through Whirus' body, and seeing that, Gogeta quickly turned around, only to see Whirus on the other side of the arena lying on the floor while yawning. Seeing that, everyone was impressed with Whirus' speed, and for those who had good eyesight like the Daishinkan, he could see Whirus dodging Gogeta's punch that was inches from his face, and then walking calmly to the other side of the arena and lying down. But to everyone else watching, it was as if he teleported away before the punch landed. Whirus said, "You are very slow, Gogeta. I hope that's not your full speed, because if it is, you won't even be able to touch me," said the Divine Fusion in a provocative tone while looking at Gogeta, who ended up getting a nerve pulsing on his forehead. Gogeta again advanced towards Whirus, who got up and dodged Gogeta's punch. But the fusion of the two Saiyans began to give a sequence of strong and fast punches, but none of them hit the Divine Fusion, who only gave a small laugh, and that irritated Gogeta, who ended up moving away a little, and after transforming into a Super Saiyan God, the fusion advanced again against his opponent, and this time Whirus raised his hand to defend himself from that blow that ended up generating a great wave of impact that surprised all the gods and angels who were watching the fight. Whirus said, "I think it's about time we stop playing around, so transform soon into your Super Saiyan blue form," said the Divine Fusion while holding Gogeta's fist and then slapping him on the forehead. This blow made Gogeta begin thrown away, and with a great pain in his forehead. Gogeta said, "Oh damn, if you want a serious fight, then we'll fight for real," said the fusion of the Saiyans, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. This transformation generated a great aura that made everyone present be surprised with such energy released. Gogeta, after transforming, advanced against Whirus, who did the same thing, and for the first time since the beginning of that fight, both fusions shocked their fists, generating cracks throughout the arena, and soon a violent exchange of blows began, where Whirus and Gogeta blows violently collided, generating large waves of impact, and many who were at that location were unable to follow the fight due to the speed of the fusions. So much so that those who had transformations had to activate their transformations just to observe the fight, and what used to be an arena, now it was just a pile of rocks floating all over the place. It didn't take long for the fusions to separate, and with that it was possible to see that Gogeta was badly injured and Whirus didn't even have a mere scratch, and still kept his arrogant smile. The Divine Fusion made a few jumps and suddenly Whirus disappeared, and reappeared in front of Gogeta, hitting him with a powerful punch to his abdomen, followed by a sequence of right and left crosses, and finishing with a spinning kick from top to bottom, making Gogeta crash into a piece of the arena that ended up being destroyed by the blow. But Whirus didn't stop there, because the fusion raised his hand, and a gigantic spear of white ki appeared in the hand of the Divine Fusion that just smiled, holding that power. Whirus spoke. "Hey Gogeta, try not to die, please," said the Divine Fusion while throwing the ki spear against Gogeta, who managed to recover from the previous blow. And when he saw Whirus' ki attack coming toward him, Gogeta only saw one option, that was to receive the blow completely and try to resist using his hands. Gogeta used all his strength, and even activated the power of Kaioken to increase his strength to withstand Whirus' attack. And at first it even worked, but Whirus ended up sending a small amount of ki to the spear, making it even stronger and bigger, and in that way pressured Gogeta to the maximum. And even he using all his strength, Gogeta was not able to withstand the power of the attack that ended up generating a gigantic explosion. The Daishinkan thought, "This attack was so powerful that I would say it could be considered a Big Bang, and maybe even stronger. I would say that Gogeta now has no conditions to fight anymore, but I hope I'm wrong. Saiyans are a race that don't know when to stop fighting, much less when to stop evolving," thought the High Priest, giving a short smile, and then a gigantic pillar of white and purple energy appeared in that place, making everyone afraid of such power. But Whirus, seeing that, gave a big smile. Gogeta came out of that pillar of energy, revealing a new form, this being Gogeta's new transformation called Ultra Gogeta, who now had a combination of Goku's Ultra Instinct and Vegeta's Ultra Ego. Suddenly, Gogeta disappeared and reappeared in front of Whirus, hitting him with a punch in the face that made him go backwards. Gogeta then appeared next to Whirus and hit him with a powerful kick, making him cross several pieces of the arena. But when Gogeta was going to land a punch with all his strength, combined with the power of the energy of destruction and the energy of Ultra Instinct in Whirus, the fusion held his fist as he stood up and released a power which made everything around him tremble, including the own world of the void. And even though Gogeta used his strength to break away from Whirus, his fist couldn't even budge because of Whirus' strength. Whirus said, "Impressive. I thought this could have happened, but I didn't know it would be so fast, and much less that you would be so strong. But unfortunately for you, I wasn't even using half of my power. But I must congratulate you after all. Now I can use more than only 10% of my current power, isn't it?" After the Divine Fusion, while looking at Gogeta, who hit the Divine Fusion with a punch, but Whirus didn't even move with the punch, and that scared Gogeta. Whirus let go of Gogeta's fist, who, when he felt he was free, moved away from him, but Whirus was already at his side, and then he punched Gogeta in the face, who couldn't dodge. Suddenly, everything around the two turned gray, and only Whirus had color. Then Whirus hit several blows in different directions against Gogeta, and when everything around returned to normal, Gogeta received a rain of extreme powerful attacks, making him fall to the ground knocked out. Whirus thought, "It was a good fight, but this is not even half of what I could do. What a shame. Haha. I wonder if the Daishinkan and I faced each other, which of us would be defeated? This is a question that I would like to find the answer to, but who knows? Maybe someday I'll find out. But if by chance I manage to defeat the Daishinkan, what would I do next? I could use my powers to keep me in that form forever. And if I train Gogeta until he mastered the power of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego united, no one within the 12 universes could defeat us. Not even Zeno-sama. Ha ha ha," the Divine Fusion asked while looking at Gogeta already in his base form. Then Whirus looked at the Daishinkan and gave a small internal smile, something that made the Daishinkan feel a slight shiver in his body when looking at the Whirus fusion.
We've reached the end of another video today, so for those of you who like the content of this channel, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to leave your comment, which is very important for the channel. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.